Welcome back to Light Upon Light. In the previous session, we discussed few verses from Surah Yunus, and now we are going to study together few verses from Surah Hud. Hud was a prophet, alayhi salam. It's chapter number 11. In verse 6, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informs us that because He is the Lord of the worlds, He is the cherisher and the sustainer of the worlds, it is His responsibility to provide for every creature He created. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, there is no moving creature on earth, وَمَا مِن دَابَّةٍ فِي الْأَرْضِ. No moving creature on earth, but its sustenance depends on Allah. He knows the time and the place of its definite abode and its temporary deposit. All is in a clear record. Verse 9 again refers to some of the negative qualities of man. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, if we give man a taste of mercy from ourselves and then withdraw it from him, what does happen to him? إِنَّهُ لَيَئُوسٌ كَفُورٌ. He is in despair and falls into blasphemy. He starts to question God. Why did you do that? Why did you take my job from me? Why did you take my property from me? Why did I lose my wife or my baby? So he becomes, unfortunately, a kafir by questioning Allah regarding whatever test he goes through. But what will happen if Allah gives him a taste of favors after adversity has touched him? What will he say? ذهب السيئات عني. All evil has departed from me. إنه لفرح فخور. He falls into exaltation and pride. He becomes so jubilant in a way to make him forget to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you are tested, then you have to persevere patiently. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you a taste of a favor or bounty, after that, then you should give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and attribute this to the kindness and the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let's move now to verse 25, and starting from verse 25 to 49, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the story of Nuh alayhi salatu wassalam. You know that Prophet Nuh alayhi salatu wassalam remained 950 years among his people. 950 years preaching his people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him the message that no more will believe, and among the unbelievers were his wife and his son. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered him to build a ship. His people used to make fun of him. And I want you to imagine that while he was building it, they used to pass by him and really ridicule him. And he used to say to them, in the same way you are making fun of us now, later you will see what will happen to you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed to Nuh that no more people will believe in him, so he shouldn't grieve over their sins. And he instructed him to start to construct an ark under the inspiration of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whilst he was building the ark, his people, the unbelievers, used to make a lot of fun of him. They used to ridicule him. They used to say to him things like, Nuh, you are a preacher. Now you are a carpenter. You are getting old. Look at what you are doing. When he completed the construction of the ark, and as you know, it was built on a dry dock on the land, and the people were making fun of him. They never seen a ship before that. So they couldn't understand what punishment is expecting to happen for them. So unfortunately, their ridicule continued. And Nuh alayhi salam continued to build the ark. And you can imagine how many years it took for him to complete the ark. The earth started to bubble. The fountains of the earth started to gush. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered Nuh to pick up a male and a female of each kind, a pair, a male and a female of each kind, and bring them on the boat, on the ark. So now the people are making fun of him, say, oh, you became a biologist as well. Look what you are doing. So I want you to imagine how much trouble Nuh alayhi salam had to go through while he was building the ark, and now while he is picking up maybe two of each kind, male and female. قُلْ نَحْمِلْ فِيهَا مِنْ كُلٍّ زَوْجَيْنِ اثْنَيْنِ. So he had to talk to the animals, communicate with them, persuade them to come and get on the boat, and he had to talk to the birds, to the insects, even to the microscopic creatures as well. He had to collect of each kind, two, male and a female. When everybody was on the boat, the earth started to flood and the heavens started to rain. And the waves were as high as a mountain. So Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam spoke to his son, and his son was on the land, somewhere on the land. So he said to his son, Ya bunay arkab ma'ana wa la takum ma'a kafirin. My son, please come with us. Don't stay with the unbelievers. He didn't say to the son, believe and come, because he knew that in the past his son did not listen to his message. For all the years, he did not listen to him. So now he is saying, just please, my son, come with us. Because maybe if the son will witness the miracle, then he might believe. And this shows you how much love Nuh had for his own son. So the son responded by saying, don't you worry, father, I'm going to stay on the top of a very high mountain which will protect me from the water. And Nuh said, لا عاصم اليوم من أمر الله إلا من رحم. Nothing can save you today from the command of Allah except those who will receive mercy from Allah. And eventually the son drowned with the sinners. When the flood stopped and the rain stopped, Nuh alayhi salam called Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala regarding his son. He said, Rabbi innabni min ahli, my Lord, my son is from my family, and your promise is the truth, and you are the justest of the judges. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to Nuh, no, Nuh, he is not from your family. He is an evil deed. So do not ask me something which you have no knowledge of. I advise you that you cannot be an ignorant person. إِنِّي أَعِذُكَ أَن تَكُونَ مِنَ الْجَاهِلِينَ. I advise you so that you are not going to be one of the ignorant. So immediately Nuh alayhi salam asked Allah to forgive him, and he asked him by saying, oh my Lord, I seek refuge with you that I ask you something which I have no knowledge of, and unless you forgive me and have mercy on me, I should indeed be lost. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not regard the son of Nuh as a member of his family, because he refused the message all the time, and he fought against his father, and he took the side of the unbelievers. In verse 117, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala confirms that He will never destroy a community unless there are no righteous reformers among them. when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroyed the community of Nuh, He saved the righteous because they were reformers. And in verse 117, Allah confirms this, something which may happen to us today. Nor would your Lord be the one to destroy communities for a single wrongdoing if its members were likely to mend. وَأَهْلُهَا مُصْلِحُونَ. They are righteous reformers. So when they do something wrong and they are advised to stay away from it, to mend their course of action, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will save them from His wrath. Thank you for being with me, and I hope to see you inshallah in the next episode of Light Upon Light. Wassalamu alaikum.